Imagine driving a car that could burst into flames on impact, or one that flips over if you take a corner just a little too fast. It sounds like something out of a movie, right? But for owners of one infamous car model in the 1970s, it was a terrifying reality. In fact, over 180 deaths were directly linked to a single car, the Ford Pinto. And that's just one example of how dangerously flawed some vehicles have been. In today's video, we're diving deep into the most dangerous cars ever made, the ones that made headlines for all the wrong reasons. From fiery crashes to fatal design flaws, these cars are a stark reminder of why safety innovations are so incredibly important. Buckle up, because this is going to be a bumpy ride. For decades, car manufacturers have walked a tightrope, trying to balance speed, style, and safety. We all want a car that looks sleek and feels powerful, but what happens when automakers cut corners or push the limits too far? The results can be catastrophic. Some of the cars we're about to discuss weren't just unsafe, they were practically death traps on wheels. We're talking about unexpected rollovers, fuel tanks that could explode, and steering systems that failed at high speeds. These weren't just simple design mistakes. They were flaws that led to tragedy and, ultimately, forced the entire auto industry to rethink how it approaches vehicle safety. Let's start our countdown of the worst offenders. First up, the legendary Ford Pinto, sold from 1971 to 1980. This car became notorious for its tendency to erupt into a fireball during rear-end collisions. The reason? Its fuel tank was placed in a ridiculously vulnerable position just behind the rear axle. A moderate impact could rupture the tank, turning a survivable accident into a fatal inferno. Next, we have the Chevrolet Corvair from the 1960s. This car was so dangerous it inspired a whole book, Ralph Nader's Unsafe at Any Speed. The Corvair had a major defect in its rear suspension design, which could cause the car to lose control and spin out, even during routine maneuvers. For inexperienced drivers, it was an accident waiting to happen. Moving into the 90s, who remembers the controversy surrounding the Ford Explorer? When fitted with a specific type of Firestone tire, this hugely popular SUV had a deadly tendency to roll over. The combination of the Explorer's high center of gravity and tires that were prone to tread separation created a perfect storm for disaster, leading to hundreds of fatalities and a massive recall. Then there's the